My God, this is huge! Jaxson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith will finally return, and the Lakers receive an essential reinforcement. But calm down, because at the same time, a bomb exploded in the NBA. The league can apply a heavy punishment that can change everything, and if it happens, there will be a lot of revolt. What is happening behind the scenes? Who can be suspended? And how does it affect the Lakers? You need to know this before the next game. Stay until the end because this information can shock everyone. And let's go to today's news, but first just check it out if you are already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Lakers. Activates the notification bell and select the option all. Done that, we will send everything last minute to leave the backstage Lakers. Lakers fans, we have a goal of likes to hit this 30 likes video. In the last video, we hit the goal in less than an hour. Proof that it is Lakers fans' root and leaves the like for us to hit this goal soon. Lakers are about to face a brutal sequence of games that can set the course of the season. And finally, some good news has come to relieve the pressure on the team. Jaxson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith were confirmed to the next game, bringing an essential reinforcement for a rotation that has been suffering from injury and physical wear. With a series of heavy teams such as Bucks, Nuggets, and Suns, the return of these players can be the differential between victory and another stumble in the classification. But is this enough for the Lakers to leave the hole? Right, I trust squad, if you believe this team still has what it takes to turn the season. Hayes' return is one of the most expected, especially since Lakers' rim protection has been a constant weakness in recent games. Without it, the defense was exposed, allowing easy points inside the carboy and making Anthony Davis's work even more exhausting. Finney-Smith also arrives at a crucial time, bringing defensive versatility and a kick of three that can unburden the attack. And with the approaching game marathon, each available piece can make a difference between staying alive in the fight or plummeting in the table. Declare, "Come on, Lakers," if you believe this return can change the course of the team. But not everything is good news. Lakers are not only fighting their opponents on the court, but also against arbitration decisions that have generated revolt inside and outside the locker room. The complaints are accumulating, and this time, Luka Doncic was the one who decided to expose the situation. According to him, the referee's calls have been inconsistent, directly damaging the Lakers at decisive times. And he is not alone in this vision. Magic Johnson has also spoken out, asking for an investigation into the posture of the judges. Right, I believe in Lakers if you think arbitration is weighing your hand against the team. The league has always argued that referees are impartial, but recent numbers and decisions say otherwise. Clear absences are not marked, dubious contacts are ignored, and at critical times, it seems that Lakers need to twice the effort to achieve the same results. In a recent move, Doncic was clearly pushed while playing a rebound, but there was no marking. LeBron James himself has shown frustration on several occasions, shaking his head after bids in which he clearly suffered contact without receiving the foul. Declare, "The future is purple and gold," if you think the Lakers will overcome it all and follow strong. What worries even more is that this sequence of questionable decisions can affect the morale of the team. When players feel that they are being disadvantaged, frustration can lead to errors, discussions, and even a drop in intensity. For a cast that is already dealing with injuries and difficulties in rotation, this kind of extra obstacle may be enough to break the competitive spirit. But the big teams are made in adversity, and this cast has parts that can come together and turn this situation into fuel. Right, the time is now, if you think Lakers will use it as a motivation to master the next games. In addition to problems on the court, there are also rumors that the NBA can start to punish more severely, punishing the referees who make flagrant mistakes. The league has received heavy criticism from fans, players, and former athletes, which raises an important question. Will we see changes in the way games are whistled? If this happens, Lakers can be one of the most benefited teams, as they have been one of the most harmed in recent seasons. But until this change happens, the team needs to find a way to win despite the difficulties. Declare, "We're ready," if you think this cast has the right mindset to overcome it all. The next game, S, will be a true test for the physical and mental conditioning of the Lakers. Having 3 back-to-back in a single week is something few teams face, and for a cast that has veteran players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, wear can be brutal. The coaching staff will have to be strategic, controlling minutes and making rotation adjustments to keep the team competitive without overloading the stars. And this is where the return of players like Hayes and Finney-Smith becomes even more important. Right, I believe in victory if you think the Lakers will get out of this stronger sequence than ever. Meanwhile, less used players may have a chance to prove their value. One name that may appear more is Kyler Kelly, a two-way contract player who has been impressed in training and matches for South Bay Lakers. With its wingspan and defensive instinct, it can be a valuable piece to reinforce rim protection. The team needs new options to face this marathon, and maybe it's time for Dorian to risk a little more with the rotation. Declare LeBron will shine if you believe King James will lead this team to victory. The question is, will Lakers be able to maintain the intensity and overcome this insane calendar, or will fall even more in the table? The crowd has been patient, but the pressure is increasing. LeBron has no time to waste. Davis wants to prove that he is still one of the best in the league, and the rest of the cast needs to show that he is able to compete against the best. If this game sequence is not well administered, the season can escape the hands of the team faster than you think. Right towards victory if you trust that this team can still turn around. And to make matters worse, the opponents will not give respite. Bucks, Nuggets, and Suns are teams that explore exactly the weaknesses of the Lakes: carboy defense, defensive transition, and inconsistent rotation. The coaching staff needs to find solutions quickly, or this sequence can be disastrous. But if the team can fit a good pace and take advantage of the return of the reinforcements, there is a real chance of getting out of this stronger phase than it entered. Declare Lakers to the top if you believe this team can still fight at the top of the NBA. The moment is decision, and each game can now be the difference between playoffs and frustration. What will happen in the coming days can define not only this season, but also the future of this franchise. So the question is, will the Lakers be able to prove that they are still an elite team? But if you think the pressure is already great, wait until you see what comes ahead. The next games are not just difficult, they are practically a battlefield for the Lakers. There is no margin for error, no room for vacillings. Each defeat from now on can be expensive, and if the team cannot react, it may be too late. The table does not favor, the arbitration is against, and the injuries remain a nightmare. Are you ready to see how far this team can handle? So declare, I trust the squad, and show that you are with the Lakes to the end. Now imagine the worst scenario, a sequence of devastating defeats, the team falling in the table, and the climate of frustration taking over the locker room. We have seen this movie before, and we know how it ends, with drastic and often painful changes. If Lakers can't react now, it may be the beginning of the end for this season. LeBron James won't wait forever. Anthony Davis cannot carry this team alone. The window of opportunity is closing, and the question that remains is, does this cast have mental strength to turn the game? If you think it is an exaggeration, look at the table. Bucks, Nuggets, Suns, teams that not only have more talent on paper, but also have something that Lakers have not shown so far: consistency. While Lakes oscillate between bright performances and disastrous nights, these teams are accumulating victories and positioning themselves to playoffs. If Lakers want to stay alive, they need to find a level of play they haven't shown yet this season, and that needs to happen now. No tomorrow, not next week, now. And make no mistake, the pressure is not just from the crowd or the media. Within the locker room, tension grows with each defeat. Players begin to question the game system. Coach Darvin Ham is already at the center of criticism, and rumors of possible exchanges begin to circulate. No one is safe when the results do not appear. A cast of this level was not set up to fight for a place in play-in. He was set up to fight by title, and if this mindset doesn't come back fast, it may be too late to save the season. The opponents have already noticed the weaknesses of the Lakers. The defense in the carboy has been a problem, and the opposing technicians are exploring it without mercy. Without Jaxson Hayes, the team lost one of the few players capable of challenging physically the most dominant pivots of the league. Now that he is back, The defense needs to reorganize. But will you only be enough to correct the problems? Or did the team have become accustomed to a defeatist mindset, hoping that LeBron will solve everything in the attack? And speaking of LeBron, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. He has already given signs of frustration. His body language, his expressions after arbitration errors, his short respondence in interviews. He has no time to waste more time. If Lakers can't give him a competitive team, will we see his departure earlier than we imagined? It would be unthinkable to see him ending his career elsewhere. But basketball is a business, and if he realizes that there is no future winner in Los Angeles, do not doubt that he can make an unexpected decision. Now pay attention to what I will tell you, because it can change everything. If Lakers cannot improve rapidly, they can become one of the most active teams at trade deadline. And that means some players who today wear the purple and gold shirt may not be here in a few weeks. Exchange rumors have already begun, and there is real pressure for Rob Pelinka to do something. But is an isolated reinforcement enough to save this season? Or is it necessary something more radical, such as changing a key piece to reformulate the cast? And if you think the arbitration will relieve the Lakers' bar, you can forget. The latest games have shown a worrying pattern: grotesque errors that harm the team, absences ignored at decisive moments, and a general feeling that the team needs to fight more than just the opponents on the court. This is no coincidence. This has happened before. Remember 2002? Lakers had to face controversial arbitration in the playoffs, and many believe to this day that results have been handled. Are we seeing a new chapter of this dark story? If the NBA keeps ignoring the complaints, what can happen? More players were injured because faults are not marked? LeBron and Davis having to make extra effort to compensate for referees? Lakers falling even more on the table because the games are not just decided by talent, but by questionable decisions? If this continues, the revolt can become unsustainable. And when stars like LeBron and Luka Doncic start talking publicly about it, it's a sign that something is very wrong. And the pressure is on all sides. The fans are already impatient. Journalists start raising questions about the franchise project, and each game is now a fight for survival. What seemed to be a promising season can quickly become a disaster. If the Lakers cannot engage an urgent victory sequence, the team's confidence may fall apart. And without confidence, there is no victory. Without victory, there are no playoffs. And without playoffs, what happens to this team? If you have gotten here, it is because you know every detail matters. And now, the time has come to spread this message. Don't wait. Send to 3 WhatsApp contacts that cheer for Lakers too and write, "I'm Lakers fans." That today God will open the right doors for you, for sharing our work and helping us. The situation is serious, and every game from now on is a battle. Lakers need to show that they are still a champion team, but that will not be easy. The opponents will not give respite. Arbitration will not make it easier. The injuries can come back at any time, and time is running out. What we will see in the next games can define the future of the franchise for the coming years. So I ask you, do you still believe in this team? Do you still see a chance of redemption? Or have you accepted that the season may be lost? There are no easy answers, but one thing is certain. What happens in the coming weeks can change everything. Lakers still have a chance to save themselves, but will they take this last opportunity? Thanks for watching here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the next content. Now go to our playlist that will appear on the screen, or in the comment with all the latest, minute news and news from the backstage highlights, last-minute controversies, all about the Los Angeles Lakers team. Until the next video.